شيء غريب فعلا، يعني المفروض يركز في الأولد ترافورد ويركز في التعادل اللي عمله النهارده مع بيرني. اعتقد ليونيل ميسي.
إذا 15 هدفا تلقاها فريق غرناطة من هذا الثلاثي ميسي سواريز ونيمار.
اعتقد قبل مباراة سيتي عندهم إمكانية اعتقد أن اليوم أهم شيء بالنسبة للفريق هو دور راكاتيتش. دور راكاتيتش أهم اليوم ياخذ
Of course, Granada attacking outlook disparate.
Picked up by Sergio Roberto through the middle. He's released Neymar. Suarez is waiting at the back post. Denis Suarez is on the penalty spot. Neymar holds it up. Loops one over to...
Very wary of.
It's taken on the left by Neymar. Skips away from that challenge. Roberto Barca very active with their movement as Leo Messi plays back. Typical Leo Messi ball through, slightly diagonal.
There's a good ball over the top and a good run, stayed on some. And as is the case in this day and age, the linesman taking the time to get the flag up. Just see Neymar just able to bring that out of the air there in the Barca youth ranks. And he is a very skillful player, real playmaker, but whether he'll be given...
In this one as well. There's Neymar. He tries for a cross-field ball, just too long for Sergio Roberto. Wherever he likes in the opening few minutes.
I think a lot of the defensive for WRC pushed up. Rafinha will certainly try to attack. I've got to say, I think Barca may fancy getting a couple of early goals because they'll then begin to hate.
Right at the back from Granada. Here's just the kind of chance we were looking at. Barca pressing high from the throw. They wanted the throw to be taken quickly. Luis Suarez has his wits about him. Neymar brings that back. Fell to Messi.
But when unable to do anything about that pullback, it was guided through. Perhaps just got a touch on it.
Not have seen Paco Gemes line up with five at the back for this one. Standing over it is Leo Messi. It's not been taken by Messi though.
It was a bad one as well. The stud's caught in the turf and the knee really twisted.
One which makes far much more sense. Ball played through. Neymar offside. Ochoa makes the save in any case.
And the protests over the controversy, so as promised in the 12th minute. The inquest going in as to how close Barca's players should have.
Drilled over by Messi. It's an inch perfect ball. Neymar with the skill to control. He'll take on Cuenca. Tries to thread, but they get possession. Have a look at this. Neymar has a look up.
Well, they lost their top goal scorer Youssef Al-Arabi, who got 16 goals last season. Now Andreas Pereira from Man U, Toral from Arsenal, Agbo from Watford.
All just flicked out of the area. It's Carcella getting Chipperty, goes through to Suarez, got his back to goal, plays to Neymar. And Neymar, I'm not sure even he really knew 100% what he was.
I had a feeling as Barca started edging forward, having just said that Granada will be happy with the way things stand, that one of the front three was going to finally produce a shot and really test Guillermo Ochoa, but not doing. Mexican
flicked over by Messi. It goes slightly too long for Neymar to create anything. Former Barca youth team product for a corner.
He was actually only at Barca for one season. They had Valencia and Barca signed him to their B-side. Clearly today that.
There's Rafinha. Plays through to Neymar. Neymar takes it on with a hefty touch, slightly too heavy. You can see his idea was to take the heavy early touch just to allow his pace to get him to the byline. It didn't quite work out. Barca attacking from either flank.
Ochoa doesn't have too much to do.
We'll head it towards Vetso.
He did do well to win this, Titi. Agbo's play it out a bit more accuracy.
It's up for a corner because it clipped the arm of David Lomban. Neymar. Given away cheaply. Back heel.
was taken short and then kind of walked into play. Neymar stayed out on the right, Messi too, and two of their main attacking men.
Which flanks here? Even to get Kravitz on the ball with a run that's eventually closed down.
No, it looked like a fairly seats more clinical in that area, Granada.
It's going to be met by that. They've kept the score 0-0 going into half time, but it has been one.
وشاهدناها يقدموا كثير لكن حذاري لان مباراه ميشا ليس بالسهله. فريق جرانادا
ووقع البارسا في هذا الفخ اكثر من مره.
وقع في هذا الفخ لانه استسهل المباراه، لانه بالنسبه لي مباراه سهله باش يفوز بها بعرف. ولهنا المشكله ليس هناك ما تحسم المباراه الا في الملعب. هما حسموا المباراه قبل ما يدخلوا الملعب، ولهنا المشكله. انا بدات المباراه تصعب على فريق البارسا.
برشلونه يمتلك خط هجوم ناري، عندهم سرعات ما شفناش السرعات دي في الشوط الاول. مشكله ان برشلونه لو لعب بهذا الاداء في اللقاءين المقبلين سواء امام مانشستر سيتي في الاتحاد ستاديوم او امام اشبيليه في رامون سانشيز بيسخوان هيخرج من.
And okay, they may have ridden their luck on occasion, but the fact that those three central decided to play for Morocco.
Messi pokes it through, opportunity here. It's laid off rather selflessly, but it's off the post and finished off by Rafinha, and it's just as well. Otherwise, that would go down as one of the misses of the season. It seemed as if nobody wanted the shot, everybody wanted to lay it off. Neymar took charge, ball into the post. Rafinha follows up with the overhead kick.
It's just taken 3 minutes. Granada didn't come out with the same concentration levels they showed in that first half. Maybe Barca got a rocket from Luis Enrique at half-time, but suddenly swarmed at Granada, and the number of bodies they had back, they weren't sure who was supposed to be picking up who.
Well, now maybe the floodgates have opened. It's Neymar who brings it across, looking for...
Risks something slightly in front of goal when I've seen him recently.
As he was doing last season before that injury that cut his season very short indeed. He's a player who's much like
Granada. Will build confidence. They'll be able to go into future games saying, well, the five-man attack or five-man defence worked, and you're not going to come up against these three strikers.
Some kit trashed last week in the game against Valencia. Or Neymar on the near side. Neymar will still get to it. He held back by Cuenca. A little kick out there by Carcella, catches Neymar on the shin. Play might just offer us an opportunity for the substitution. Pretty blatant kick there from Carcella.
Well, just above the shin pad. I know they're obligatory to wear them. That's whether he called them then. They're actually bigger than some players of the matchboxes. I think he's all right with the position.
Taken by Leo Messi.
Sauerkraut sticking rigidly to his formation.
Play through, taken by Neymar. Another offside called against Football Club Barcelona.
Now we will see that change for
like the attacking threat that we expected from him. Have another look at
Chelsea, given the number of players that they do have out on loan, incredible number. Spent the majority of the last 5 campaigns involved in relegation battles. 17th.
Defence has turned to attack for Barca. Swung over. Neymar's all alone. Offside flag stays down. Neymar sets up a shot. The save was by Ochoa.
That's a very good save to get an arm to that. Keep your wrist strong, up and over.
Neymar to take himself. Has a look at his options. There's a run to the near post. No Gerard Piqué, of course.
Whether it's Umtiti, who we saw in the early corners get a head on the ball.
Just a few centimetres away from Neymar as he tried to bring the ball from him. He had a free road ahead of him.
He did, but yet again there, that really is a superb save down to his right. But Granada got forward the first time they...
Neymar plays it inside.
Like that, the Barca fans, the referee getting in the way, but...
Valencia fans would have said we had a bit of help from a referee last weekend.
Suarez stays down there. Messi will, while Neymar clattered over there, and that will be a booking.
offers up an apology to Neymar. We've seen a lot of John Terrell in this game.
No.
Gives Neymar something to remember him by. Very late challenge on Neymar.
It was back into the centre of the
kick. He's the only candidate this time. Just play it through to find Neymar. Took an awkward bounce, which caught out the Brazilian.
I think Luis Suarez looked like he was going to get the flick on, perhaps realised he was offside, left it direction, and it was just behind the goal. Can stay out there for longer. Own area, forcing Granada to try and play out. As we've seen teams play out, things are done the same way. So he'll be asked to do things that he wasn't at Barca that Granada require of him.
Solo run from Neymar, stands strong, skips another challenge, then goes down.
Almost like he was waiting for the challenge to be slightly closer to the area before finally. Quite well disciplined though, it's only their third yellow card.
Shots from them, they've only been able to convert one. Neymar's trickery, unable to make inroads. Was with Rakitic. Luis Suarez, of all people, all alone. Rakitic plays inside to Neymar.
May not have been given as a foul and continued playing. That was very good.
Neymar trying some trickery on Samper. Just about gets past him.
Give the glasses a quick wipe. 5 points from safety Granada. As I say, could be.
Things looking bleak even at this early stage of a season for Granada. Just 3 points on the board. Their first victory from
last season, the first 25 games under Ramon Sandoval. They were in the bottom 3 for 13 of those. We've just seen Neymar getting himself out of trouble. In fact, both players booked.
Neymar and Betso both shown a yellow card.
Still going on slightly. Not sure. Not too much in that. Looked like a decent enough tackle.
Between two Ruben Betso was involved in at training for Valencia. Well, this is
much to the surprise of the player in the middle too.
And goes to Football Club Barcelona courtesy of that Rafinha goal at the